Okay, so if you don't know, now you know. I love everything about interpersonal relationships, intimate relationships. Honey, I love the human interaction, watching human behavior. And sometimes if you watch closely enough, you will see some of your own characteristics in somebody. You may not have yet, but I guarantee you before it's over, you'll be able to relate in one way or another. What's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshines. I am your girl, Talisa Ray, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love, honey. Season 3, episode number 3. Watch what you say. Pretty much watch your mouth. Pretty much who you talking to. If it's your first time visiting my channel, get it out the way now and click the subscribe button to become a Ray of Sunshine. You might as well click the notification bell and be alerted of when I upload all of my videos. Okay? Okay, so let's get into it. Honey, we open up. They give us a little recap about who left. We miss Danny, like why she get left, why she get put off. And then Sam, we see what happened, and now we're like, okay, moving right along. We miss you, Danny, you know. And when they open up the scene, you see Raymond and Naya talking, honey. And Raymond is just pushing everybody away with these 5 kids. Like coming right off the top. Honey, 5 kids and a musician. She was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And literally walks away. Like, I don't know. I felt some kind of way. Like, I'm always like, it seemed a bit dismissive. I could see how it's off-putting, but y'all, come on. Come on, they might have cut it. But I'm giving y'all what I see. You know, they edit shit for the gods. And I hope that that is not how Naya really exited from that conversation with Raymond. So when they all gather together, Tommy lets them know, hey, listen, the ladies are voting off 2 men. They will be eliminating 2 men. And you know that it goes men, women that get eliminated. And so first up, we getting the 2 men out of here. But at the same time, he was like, look at Denise looking all Aunt B-ish. And I was like, not Aunt B from Andy Griffith's show. That's not who he talking about, right? Like, what Aunt B he talking about? Y'all, help me out. Calvani, he's ready. Like, oh, I'm competitive. I was competitive in the womb. I had to be first out. Like, I was like, okay, calm down. Relax. The ladies like you, Calvani. Just relax. Keep being your attractive, endearing self. If that's what's happening for you, continue to do that, please, and thank you. Then you see Joy calling Jay out about him moving around. I seen you talking to all the ladies with your swag and your hat, and he's all like, but yo, I see it from you too. I'm just working off your energy. Both of them are big flirts. Both of them like each other. But listen, Joy, you know he got to make his rounds, and you know you got to make your rounds, especially if you plan on staying in the game longevity. And I say game, and I mean that what I'm saying, because that's all this is. It's entertainment. Like, y'all don't get all vested. Let's hope that somebody really loves out of this. I say that every time. I got a lot of notes, and I'm hoping that I don't take all the time and this be 40 minutes like the damn show, okay? The boots Joy had on, y'all know where she got them from? Because baby, let me tell you, cute, okay? Killing them with the little button down male-esque white shirt with them boots. She is coming to slay. We see Rashid offering to teach Adriana how to shoot pool. Child, that's the reason to rub up on her. I mean, if y'all ever been on a date to a pool hall or one of them, like a bar that has a pool and it has a pool table, listen, take advantage, especially if you're trying to get close to him, because it is a very sexy, very intimate, very sensual moment. Be careful, especially if you're not ready to move to the next step, because it's gonna make all the tingly parts tingle. So then you see Chris. We're gonna call him Chris, not KG Smooth, because he said he left that over there, right? He asked Naya out on a date for a little later, and to go kayaking. So let's just talk about that really quick. I think that that is a very nice way to get to know someone, to see, especially if you're athletic, to see if they can handle you and the outdoors, especially if that's something that you like. Because especially if you athletic and you like to be out on trails and on boats and on jet skis and camping, and you get a girl that's from the city, she gonna want to be in the camper, not on the ground. She, you know what I'm saying? She gonna want to work out in the gym. So I think that that was a good way to see if they are compatible fitness wise, right? I did for a moment felt like, why weren't they in the same canoe? You know, that was one thing. I also felt like, oh, you guys are so far apart. It's like going to the movies. Can you really talk? But I like when they came together and they had like a little bit of a conversation and got to know one another. Afterwards, they sat down on a bench and they had a little toast, you know, to like new beginnings and all this stuff. And he said he wanted to kiss her but thought, oh, it was too soon. And on top of that, they connected with the fact of wanting kids. And like I said before, her wanting kids and talking about that right off can scare men all the way off, but not Chris. Chris is like, I want kids too. So it's really more of a, now they do have more that they're bonding on. And each of them say, you know, I wouldn't normally date Chris, I wouldn't normally date Naya, but I want to see where this goes because we had such great chemistry the first day. And you see that they have chemistry now. And you heard Naya, she's all like, I want to go on another date tonight. He did not acknowledge it. I want to go on future dates, and he said more will come. So that was a thing. So we see Simone and Raymond talking, and I'm gonna just be honest with you. This episode, Simone impressed me, and baby, I like her. Like, this is a woman that I can like, right? Like, she didn't seem as forward and like she was on an interview, but she was more open and she was humbled, okay? She got humbled by being in the bottom the previous week. And she said that to us. And she said she went around and asked the guys, well, what's up? What happened? And they told her, well, you seem to have your guard up. What they wanted to say, not that she had her guard up, but that she seemed a little aggressive or forthright, or like she was on an interview. In that, she said, I need to be more open to the process and show who I am and be a little more vulnerable. And Raymond was like, so are you interested in going on a group date later? Brian out loud, you know, life of the party, like, oh, it's a pool party later, because he want to see the people relax. He want to see the ladies in their bathing suits because maybe he might be a little shallow. I mean, he's attractive and everything. What they look like rather than they bikinis and bathing suits might be of some importance. Anyway, so like in like this little dining room, massive like area, that we see a group of people. This is not the group date that Raymond was speaking of. So we see Jay, David, Brian, Alex, and Simone in a conversation. And Alice asked Brian, well, how long have you been abstinent? And Brian comes with the good answer, right? He says, you know, about 40 days. Which is commendable to me for a man who's as attractive as Brian and probably has lots of options. David butts in and he's like, I came on here and I got rid of all the numbers, selected them all, and hit delete. I felt like that was a little bit overboard. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know if it was believable. What y'all think? Y'all, do you think that he actually deleted all the beautiful ladies in his phone? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. But he did, Brian did say, you know what, if you can show discipline when you're dating someone, then you take out all the room for error and cloudiness of the sexual connection. You get to say, you know what, I really like this woman and I want to know more about her. I want to see more about her. Now listen, I know that he is playing to her strength, Alex, because Alex has been abstinent for 2 years. Y'all ever been abstinent, celibate for any amount of time? I have for 3 years, and you do have a different kind of focus. Most people will tell you that women should abstain from sex with a guy to see if they really want. You know, I'm not here to tell you what you need to do. I'm here to tell you do what's right and what feels good to you. It ain't for me to judge, okay? I'm not your judge, your juror, or the executioner, child. Do what makes you feel good. You, as a woman, you have the liberty to do whatever the fuck you feel like. You heard what I said. I also wrote down, you can see that Alex is definitely smitten with him, and Brian may be the reason that she decides to stop being abstinent. Jay was silent. If it was pointed at him for a moment, it was crickets. Because he was like, I ain't no fool. I'm not going to be deleting all the numbers out my phone. What I look like? So now, let's talk about one of many group dates we saw, right, today. At least two. This one was Simone, Raymond. So this is the one Raymond invited her and a couple other people on. Joy, Alysha, Jay, and David, okay? And so, you know, Simone comes out and she says, my feelings were hurt because I was on the bottom. Like, it is nothing like somebody being authentic and really telling the truth. Like, my feelings was hurt. Like, I didn't think that I should have been on the bottom, but here I was. And at this point, David decides he wants to share why, you know, he called her out. And the reason being is because he felt like he didn't get the attention that he needed from her. I mean, if you remember, like I remember, what he said was her conversation was trash. That's what he said. He didn't say that to her though. Then Alysha says, well, the same thing you saying about Simone, I feel about you. I came and tried to have a conversation with you several times. 3 times, 2 or 3 times. So for me, that means that he wasn't attracted to her because she's a plus size woman. If she tried 2 or 3 times and it did not connect, he was not visually attracted to her, and shame on him. And that's just my read. Y'all could read it a different way if you want to. But when she was saying that, you could see that he was offended and got straight defensive. So I looked at him. I literally wrote down in my notes, too bad y'all can't understand this chicken scratch. I barely can. Is that this is why handsome David is by himself. As attractive as he is, as a country boy, and all these things that we heard at the beginning, how he do all the work and all of this, no matter none of that, this is why. He has his own shield up. Like, a woman can't have up her wall and you got your wall. Y'all gonna just run into 2 brick walls. Somebody has to let it down first. Now then, Joy chimes in and says something. I can't even remember what she said. But he started pointing you. Y'all, how you feel like that? Because she said she felt like he was being disrespectful. How did you feel about that? I don't like nobody pointing at me, period. Now, because I don't know him, I probably wouldn't have snapped back, because Joy is very spicy. You guys are starting to see like she's got a little snapback, and that's not the first time we've seen it this episode. I politely put people's hands down when they be pointing. Like, yeah, because like we not in an argument, but because you pointing, it does rub me the wrong way just a little bit, and that's my own shit. That's like when I grab your hand and just be like, no, baby, don't point. Oh, baby, don't point. Okay, is that the old lady in me or what? Y'all let me know. Was he being disrespectful? Did she overread that? Was it just a gesture that he made? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. But this is when I knew that I liked Simone, because she broke it down. You know, as black women, we don't get a chance to be vulnerable. She said, as a lawyer, I can't be vulnerable in my job. Like, I really love that. She said, vulnerability is a luxury. Y'all know that that is the truth. Y'all cannot lie. Vulnerability is a luxury. That means I feel safe. That means I want to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have to agree with her on this. And then she went on to explain to them why, and how she had, you know, knew her daddy loved her but didn't like her, and so she had trust issues with men, and then she would attract men who had trust issues with women, and so they have issues, and she was just picking the wrong man. And then once she was within a 7-year relationship, you know, was so bad that she realized she was looking for his approval like she does her dad. You know, but she gave him her journal the first time she was published in a journal, in the legal journal, right, that you know, he looked for, you know, punctuation, syntax, structure, grammar, and punctuation. Child, and she was like, oh no, you got to go. It made her more relatable, and you just think about it. Like, we do have walls. We are vulnerable. I mean, we don't want to be vulnerable and let you in right away. Like, come on, Simone, and school everybody. Make yourself a top girl. Change everybody's perception of you. Please stay this way. Now, Alysha be on her way out soon, okay, at the rate she's going. I agree when she said that the 5 kids turned her off, right? first she said the age turned her off, and Jay said, you sure wasn't the 5 kids? Did you get to the kids? And he was like, well, she was like, well, honestly, the 5 kids did turn me off because I'm high maintenance. And being high maintenance, that means there are 8 people you have to take care of, and I'm selfish. When you think of my two children plus your 5 and me, that's 8 children. That's 8 people that you have to take care of. And so Joy asked him, so, okay, you 52 with 5 kids and you ain't never been married. What are you looking for? And he was like, I'm not looking for love. Like, I found love. Now I'm looking for someone to share it with. Now, that was the best thing he said the entire time. And I'm glad that he had, an opportunity to share it. But Simone showed herself again with the, you not stingy with that dick though. Facts. And he wasn't offended because he was like, it's true, because he was trying to find love outside of himself, and now that he's found it within himself, he just wants to share that, and he's willing to have more children. Why? Like, if a woman doesn't have children and she wants children of her own, he's willing to have children. We also found that he has 4 baby mamas of the 5 out of the 5 kids. So we get to the pool party, honey, and there's a contest, okay? Brian was saying there was a contest, but he was making it for the ladies. But Shay was like, no, we seen y'all with push-ups. Y'all got to take your shirts off. And in the contest, Edwin, Anthony, Brian, and Rasheed. They do the little push-ups. We don't know who won. Rashid wants to see the people with the take their cover-ups off. Baby and Denise. Denise cannot stand Rashid, and we found out why. What she says is he reminds her of someone she used to date. I also wrote down, I guess Rashid seems a little splashy to the ladies because he starts talking about buying his pajamas from Nordstrom's. Listen, he may not have needed to share that. Just because y'all shop at Walmart and Target don't mean he don't want some pajamas from Nordstrom. Nordstrom sell pajamas so that people can buy them. Why y'all mad at him for that? Like, maybe because he shared it? I don't know. Maybe because it seemed like it was bragging? Quite possibly. But that's why they sell them at Nordstrom's, and they softer. Okay, I don't shop there. I do Walmart too. T-shirts and boxers and shit like that. So we know from episode 1 or 2 that Denise is really digging Calfani, and Calfani sits and has a conversation with her, and he's all like, you know, I want to get to know her on the spiritual level because we kind of connected. We had good chemistry, and she talks about, you know, wanting to have start a community, a black community where, you know, you're growing your own vegetables and you're pretty much self-sufficient, and she just needs somebody that's gonna go along and do it with her. You know what I'm saying? So then you see David and Alysha, and David and Alysha are talking. David is not getting any points, okay? Now we already know that Alysha is high maintenance, but she asks him, are you a provider? He says yes, you know, so she likes that. So does that mean that you would take care of, wait, hold on. Okay, so Alysha asks, are you the type of man that likes to be in control? And he says yes. So I instantly think, oh, he's a traditional provider, right? She said, he asked him, do you believe in being responsible for paying everything? He said, I'm single and I don't have no kids. You got 2 kids, so I'm supposed to be responsible for your 2 kids. Now listen, we all looked at him like, I know you fucking lying. I don't think that that's what she was trying to say, okay? First off, I know some of the men are like, but what was wrong with that question? What was wrong with his answer? It was the delivery of it, and it may not have been what he meant. If they are just dating, of course she's not expecting you to be responsible for her children. But these women, the premise of the show is ready to love, meaning they want to build relationships, commitments, marriages, to be happy, healthy, committed relationships, like I talk about on Wife Coach Wednesdays, that I talk about is important for every relationship and how you get there and define it on your own. What I think that he fails to understand is she was speaking of as a unit. So once we're committed and we're a unit, all of our money is pulled together, and it is part of our household, is what she was saying. And as such, right, you would be responsible for the children. But I need somebody that's willing that's able to articulate that. He kind of tries to fix it up a little later, but we'll get there in a minute, okay? But I was looking at him like, oh, this is why you by yourself. You don't know how to communicate. You ain't a bad guy, David. You know what I'm saying? You are going to make somebody a really lucky woman, but you got to learn how to communicate. And I think that that's where he lacks in relationships is communication. This is the second time we've seen it. The first time with Joy and Alysha at the table, now with Alysha by herself. I got a glimpse of Edwin with Winter, and I'm all like, I really want to see more of you, Edwin. Like, I'm really drawn to that salt and pepper hair you got going on. Like, I really want to see more of him. I literally wrote that down. It wasn't enough. You see Jay carrying Joy across the line, honey, doing some lunges, holding her. I was very much so impressed myself. So Rashid decides that he wants to put together like a competitive date. Now listen, y'all know them as the producer saying, okay, y'all go in the pod, go ask them people. Okay, y'all know that, right? He ain't really doing this himself, okay? So on the date is Rasheed, Anthony, Denise, Brian, Alex, and Adriana. They go and they play Jenga, and on the Jenga is questions that you have to answer as you go along. Like, what's your favorite music? What's the top song in your playlist? And la 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 la. Well, we get to Rasheed at one point. I don't understand why Denise is here, because that's how you know, like, because Denise don't like Rasheed, and she over there like seething, like, I hate him because he looks like, you know, my ex. You know, the one that was probably not so kind to her. And you know that's a thing, y'all, that we be bitter and mad and be harboring and taking it into somewhere else to somebody else. Okay, let me keep going because I'm gonna make this too long. So Rasheed's thing says give someone a kiss. He goes straight for Adriana and kisses her on the lips, and it looks like a good kiss. Like, you know, it's just a peck, but it's one of them lingering kind of pecks. And if he wanted to play it safe, he could have gave all the ladies a kiss on the cheek and Adriana a kiss on the forehead, because that meant a little something more, right? But then it would have made him look like a player, so he did what was best for him and went with the girl that he likes. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest, Rasheed got kicked off before Adriana, and so he really needs to try and really kind of make his impression with her now, because then people don't like him. So Brian gets the truth or dare to the person to your right, who just happens to be Alex, and he dares her. She says dare, which I'm shocked about, right? And he dares her to kiss him. And again, this is when I say she gonna give up her goodies, okay? Like, she is feeling him. He's saying all the right things. He look good. He probably smell good, honey. She touches little arm. He probably got a little definition. Listen. We see Raymond, because, you know, they all trying to make their rounds, but I realize we're seeing a lot of Raymond because later on he gets eliminated. But Raymond and Adriana, and she's talking to him and he fucks up. He pretty much fucks up when he says marriage is a piece of paper, and he treats every relationship as if we're married. So why do I need, like, I was like, oh, you out. Even the girl that liked you, who was way younger than you, who was willing to give you a shot, because she thought you had swag, which I don't agree with, and maybe you just have to be in their presence, because Denise said there was something about Anthony that was charming, and, you know, we don't see that yet either. So all of that is a thing, like, but pretty much he messed up his shot in this moment right here with her, because she could have went to bat for him. So now it's time for elimination, right? We need to decide which two fellas go. So Tommy asked all the ladies, who you feeling? Not all of them, because, like, we don't hear Shay. We don't see a lot of Shay anyway. She must be like a filler, you know, because y'all said she was on Too Wrong for Love. So she might be there just as a filler, because you only see her like kind of instigating and sharing her thoughts and views. So she'll probably be out, you know, probably like elimination number 4 or 5 or something, you know, 2 or 3, because they don't know her. You know, she's just here because that's how I'm starting to feel. You don't really see her talking to a lot of nobody either. So here we go. Alex is feeling Brian. Joy is feeling Calfani and Jay. Winter is feeling Jay and Anthony, but hers are more of physical attributes. Y'all like Winter, but I need her to now start looking at these men with some substance. Denise likes Anthony and Calfani. Adriana likes Rashid. He's my man. Okay, let it be known he's my man, and that's normally what ends up happening when they start claiming him, honey. They end up being a man, okay? And Calfani would be her side piece. Now, if we ready for love, we ain't doing no side pieces, Adriana. We just saying we like both of them, and I just happen to like Rashid a little more because we ready to love. Am I right or no, y'all? Let me know down below in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. Naya is the only one that seems to like Chris. You know what I'm saying? He asked about the nose. Naya starts off Raymond, Alex, Raymond, Adriana, Raymond. And you know why for Adriana with Raymond was because of the whole marriage thing. Like, it's just a piece of paper kind of conversation. And that's the thing that turns women off about men. How is it just a piece of paper? It's a commitment. It's not going to change if we say I do. Like, anyway. And in states like California, I believe California is a common law state. I believe it is. Anyway, it's a lot of common law states, so you better be mindful. You might as well just fucking get the paper. Alysha didn't like David because of the conversation about the providing and you need to take care of your own kids. Joy David because of the finger in the face, right? Denise Rashid called him a narcissist, baby. Said he comes with the college frat mentality, the light skin, and he tall, and the luxury this and luxury that. And I was like, oh, honey, narcissist means it's all about you, and the world revolves around you, and you don't care about nobody else. And Tommy came in and he was like, yo, I'm a frat. There's nothing wrong with light skin. You know, and so she just, you know, was like, oh no, I'm just saying it's just him. But she didn't really talk about narcissistic traits, but I could see what she was saying. Like, because he was talking about himself and what he has to offer, you know, materialistically, that it came off a little, it could have come off a little narcissist. I didn't get that, okay? Y'all may have, and if you did, let me know down below in the comments. And this is when I wrote down, I couldn't put my finger on the thing about Denise. A lot of people are like, oh, she's aggressive, she's aggressive. It's not that she's aggressive, y'all. Denise is combative. There's a difference. I gotta have the last word. I'm constantly saying something. Denise is combative. Say it with me, y'all. Denise is combative, okay? Then she said, you know, because, you know, Adriana taking up for her man. Well, he's not like that with me. Well, men gonna try who they can. What? That didn't even make no sense. If he's a narcissist, then he would be narcissistic with me as well. Because that's a trait that you cannot get rid of, no matter who you interact with. Your mama, your cousins, your brothers, your girlfriend, your boo, whoever, right? Your co-workers, you're always gonna be a narcissist. It's not gonna switch. And if that's the case, he know who to try. If he's not a narcissist with Adriana, then that means he's trying you. Hello, y'all. Well, the three that were up for elimination, as you can see, were Raymond, Rashid, and David. Winter had to talk to Rashid, and she told him, listen, we don't feel like you're being your authentic self. We're seeing your representative, but you get to say, so you get the opportunity to come out and show yourself. And he's all like, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna be my authentic self, and good. You have Raymond and Adriana, and you know what, I have to say that he took his grace in he took his defeat graciously, right? She just told him it was the 5 kids, and then the fact about the marriage and the paper. And he was like, you could just give it to me straight, like you're not ready to love. But then there was David and Denise. You could see where exactly what I was talking about earlier, that David is defensive and Denise can be combative. When she was trying to explain what the women thought about him as it related to, you know, taking care of, you know, another woman, you know, taking care of the woman's child, including them, that they are a package deal, right? He was trying to explain that you know, that's what he would do. But she said that's not how it came off. And he was very defensive in trying to explain himself. Well, he was trying to explain himself, but it did come off as very defensive. And I wrote down, we find out why he is alone. And then I was like, she delivered it like a nigga. I was like, girl, bye. But David is gone because David does not know how to communicate. As handsome as he is, if you cannot communicate with a woman, then you are out. And then Raymond and his kids and all them kids and not wanting to get married again. He's out, or he ain't never been married. So that's a thing. So yeah, he don't want to be married. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what you think about David and Raymond getting booted off the island. And then do you think that Rashid was rightfully in the bottom 3? And how do you feel about the interaction between Adriana and Denise? Because Adriana feels like Denise is coming for her, or with Rashid, and she ain't here for it. She kind of got like a bit of a cone head, y'all. How do you feel about Joy? Like, Joy seems like she might be a little defensive too. Like, she ready to go blow to blow with somebody because she kind of spicy. And I need you to hear what I'm saying. And then there's Simone, like her growth in one episode. Y'all, come on, let's talk about it. Thank you so much for watching my review of Ready to Love Season 3, Episode 3. What you say? If it's your first time visiting my channel, you definitely want to click that subscribe button. You definitely want to be a ray of sunshine. I mean, we up here lighting up the place, okay? In a good way. You want to click the notification bell so you can be alerted of when I upload my videos. You also want to share it with your friends because they need to be talking about it with us, honey. We need to have full-on conversations in the comments about what's happening. Then you have the like button so the algorithms will be like, share Talisa with everybody. Look, I know I got a lot of directives. I'm asking a lot of stuff, but you love me, so it's cool. It's like boop, boop, boop. Bam. I love you in real life and want every good thing God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.